Okay, so we'll start on our bottoms as usual. Now, it's a really lovely idea. If you wanted to, you can use that cushion. I've got a block here. Sometimes if the hips are really tight and you're not, and your knees sort of are up here a little bit, if you have a block or like a cushion, if you sit on it, what it does is elevates the hips above the knees and allows the knees to come out. So it opens up that hip space. So just a little tip there if you're finding that. And you can do your shavasana like that, like the one at the end where we just lie down. You can do that seated on a block like that as well. That's really quite nice. Okay, so we'll just start to arrive at the mat. So pulling the flesh from underneath your bottom so you can feel those sits bones, feel like you're feeling grounded. Just allow the legs to do what they need to do. And of course, you don't have to be cross-legged. You can have the legs out, you can have them wide. Take them to however it is for you. We just start to become witness now. So close your eyes down and keep them at a soft gaze. You might just like to stare at the ground, that's okay. We're just in a place where we observe how we've arrived. So we see how our breath is, we see how we're feeling, we check in with ourselves. We just start slowing down. We allow the week that was to go. We tell the body it's okay to relax down a little more. We see where our breath is now. So just be witness to how the breath is. Is it up and high in the chest? And that's often the case. If we're feeling stressed or we're not quite right, not feeling overly balanced, sometimes we are higher in the chest, a little short and staggered breath. Or are you noticing that on the inhale, you can draw that belly out, away from the spine? Allow the form to just be really relaxed. We just go ahead now and find that lovely neutral spine. So we can place the hand on the belly and the lower back, only if you would like to. If not, if you know how to go about it, just keep the hands on the knees. And just some really gentle pelvic rocks. Back and forward, just getting that lovely simple movement now in the hip space, the base of the spine. And then when you feel that it feels pretty even, enough that it's going to hold the body up without straining the muscles too much in the back while we do our seated exercises, we go ahead and take a nice little inhale. So straighten up the back now. Inhale into the chest. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. Bring the shoulders back down. Just draw them together gently. Having that sense of really elongation through the spine, a nice broad chest. And we go ahead and find the length in the back of that neck. So go ahead and just press the head back and then drop the chin down ever so slightly, just to feel that lengthening there. And we always grow tall through the head. So just visualize that beautiful golden string pulling you up. We'll go ahead and take a lovely big inhale here. Nice big exhale out. And just now start to have this connection with the breath. So we try and smooth it out. Perhaps you'd like to breathe in for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4. It starts to soften our nervous system down by controlling the breath. And while we're here, fixing up and smoothing out that breathing, we go ahead and set our intentions for this practice. So that kind and loving word that is just for you. It's a word that you would like to feel and grow throughout the practice. It might be one of joy or love, fun, relaxation. That is for you to choose. And then go ahead and just repeat it to yourself a few times. Always giving thanks for ourselves for arriving at the mat today, taking time out just for us. That all-important hour of power, I'm going to call it today, where we dedicate that time and really truly dedicate it to you and your health. Lovely. We'll go ahead and release out of that practice. Beautiful. We'll go and start warming up that spine as we normally do. So go ahead and take the hands out by the side, palms are facing up. We'll start the inhale first and then we'll begin the movement. So start your inhale and then start to take the hands up all the way towards the top, palms together. And exhale, start to bring the hands to heart space. Circle those arms again, a lovely big inhale. Hands will go up. Palms together. Exhale down to heart space. One more here. A lovely full intention here. So really sending the fingers up. Press the palms together and stay here for a little minute. We're wanting to really have that beautiful length in the abdominal muscles there and this real lovely stretch through the armpits all the way to the fingertips. Lovely. We'll very gently just release the palms, take the hands shoulder distance apart, and we go ahead and take your left hand down towards the mat. Stretch through that right hand and gently take yourself over to the left. Beautiful. Just really noticing now those points of tension or resistance that you may have up the side of the right body. Inhale, very gently come back up. Let's meet the hand with the right. And then go ahead and take your right hand down to the mat, pushing through the left and gently taking yourself over to the right hand side. And this one is a really beautiful pose to work out where it is balanced or uneven. So each side's going to feel different. Totally fine because we'll be able to work through them during our practice. We just acknowledge them. We can send our breath there, allow the body to relax a bit more in those spaces. Take an inhale and let's gently come back up. We're going to twist around to your right. So head around to your right hand side. Take the left hand to the knee, right hand behind you. And really use that right arm now to push that chest forward and a nice big inhale here. Big exhale out. Just letting it all go. Very gently start the inhale again and we'll take the hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to come to a twist on our left hand side. So exhale and we twist around, left hand behind and right hand on the left knee. Again, using the left arm just to push that heart space forward on your inhale. And exhale it out. Lovely. Really sort of wringing out that spine and starting to massage the internal organs with that little twist. It's always lovely. Start the inhale again. Let's come back around. Hands go all the way up to the top. Coming into our little forward fold so your palms will face forward. And go ahead and start to exhale, taking the hands down to the ground first. Just take your time. Just be with your breath if this is where you'd like to stay. Now, a couple of options. You can either go down onto the forearms or you can just see if you can take the arms a little further. There's no requirement to go all the way to the ground. If you like that full extension, invite yourself to do it. Either or, we are just allowing the spine to move forward, getting a little bit of movement in that hip space. Just checking in with the breath, making sure that it does feel smooth and steady. Very nice. We'll take a nice big inhale, start to walk the hands back. Very good. We're going to come over onto our hands and knees. So just come over in a way that feels good for you. If this is where you need your cushions, pop them underneath your knees now. just making sure that your wrists and the shoulders are in alignment and the knees and the hips are roughly in line as well. And we're going to do some knee to chest, and we'll do that through our little tiger legs. So only take the leg out and up behind you as high as you'd like to go. So let's start with the left leg. So take your inhale and start to lift the leg up. Now you're keeping the flat of the foot pointing to the ceiling. Yeah, beautiful. And then go ahead and take a nice big exhale and draw the knee under the chest. Little tip, just round the shoulders, and if you round the shoulders, it just gives you a bit more space. Take another inhale. Let's send that left leg back out and up. Very nice. And exhale, take the knee underneath the chest. Awesome stuff. This time we're going to take the leg out, take the foot up towards the ceiling like you did, and then start to straighten the leg out. Yep, you've got it. That's beautiful. Go ahead and gently take your knee down to the ground. We'll do that on the opposite side. If you need to wiggle the hips a little bit, then go ahead and do that just to reset. And then when you are ready, we'll start our inhale and we go ahead and take that right foot up. Beautiful work. And exhale, go ahead and draw the knee under the chest, round the back. Gives yourself a little bit more room. Inhale, take the foot back out and up, really using your abdominal muscles in your bottom to help you lift the leg. And exhale, knee comes underneath. Last time here, we'll take that leg up, flat of the foot towards the ceiling, and then very gently straighten that leg out. Gorgeous. Go ahead and take your knee down to the ground. Coming to wide-legged child's pose. So take the knees to the wide edges of your mat. Feeling comfortable, if you can draw the toes together slightly, that'd be great. Take a nice little inhale, and then when you exhale, draw the hips back to the heels. And only go down as far as you'd like. You can do your forearms. You can stretch completely forward, really stretching through, allowing the chest and the forehead to come down. And if you are in that extended pose, you can take the forearms down. That just lessens the pressure in the shoulders. You're still extending, you're still getting the full benefit, but you're not just putting too much pressure on the shoulder or the armpit area there. Start to develop that lovely deep breath now. So as we inhale, we try and swell the belly out towards the ground. As we exhale, we're really drawing that belly button back towards the spine now. So it's like you're trying to snap your belly button with a magnet towards the spine. Inhale deeply when you can. And exhale. Lovely. One more here. And exhale. Very good. We're going to come up very gently. Let's bring the body back up. Take your time here and bring the knees underneath the body once more, coming into some cat and cows, starting with our cow. So that's on our inhale. So begin your inhale, and when you do, drop the belly down towards the mat, sending the tailbone up a little bit. And you might like to take the gaze either just in front of the mat or up a little higher. A little higher is stronger on the neck, so just be gentle there. Nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, we come into our cat. So we really round the back. Beautiful. Imagine you've got that lovely rope around the ribs and someone's pulling you up towards the ceiling. Starting to really inhale. And then go ahead and exhale into your cat. Lovely. Really stay here just for a few breaths now. Feeling the shoulder blades coming away from the spine, really stretching through the top of the shoulders too. We hold a lot of tension there just from sitting and driving and doing all of that sort of stuff, our posture. All right, we're going to head down onto our tummies now. So let's come down in a way that feels good for you. And we're going to do our little Sphinx pose. So you would have been familiar with that with one of our Monday night classes. So if you need a cushion underneath your hips, go and place it under the tummy now. What that does is actually elevates the hips, straightens out the back a little more, so you haven't got such an intense back bend happening in the back there, in the lower back. Find where it's comfortable for you. The tops of your feet will be on the ground and they will be towards the back edge of your mat, and the forearms, your elbows are in line with the boobs there. So just go ahead and get yourself nice and comfortable. And then when you are ready, we're going to take an inhale as we look at the mat and start to just raise the chest up. Now your gaze can still be down towards the mat, or you can look forward. Sometimes it's comfy to sit and gaze towards the mat, allowing the head to be a little heavy. And just allow the forearms to take the weight there. So try and draw the shoulders back from the ears. It is a little back bend, but what we are doing is aiding our digestion. And we start grounding ourselves through that pubic bone area, Muladhara chakra, stretching through our abdominal area as well. And as much as it is actually a little mini back bend, we are strengthening the lower back, which is so important for us as we get on in life. We need to have that lovely lower back in as strong a health as possible. So we're just going to take another 3 deep breaths here. Come out of it at any time before that if it's too much. When you've done your 3, very gently take your chest down, fold the forearms in front of the body, and just go ahead and place one of your cheeks. Doesn't matter which one, just place a cheek on your forearms. And just allow the body to be heavy here. So let the shoulders relax. Let the feet flop out. The heels might want to go out a little bit more. Just everything sinks into the mat now. Release your bottom. Sometimes we're still clenching our bottom cheeks, so just let them be heavy as well. Sphinx pose always seems a little tricky. And it does take practice, but it is a really beneficial one to add to your practice. Okay, let's very gently now just draw the hands down by the side of our chest and we'll curl our toes under. Let's go ahead and push ourselves back up. We're going to do a quick little child's pose just to reset the back and counter that little back bend. So very gently just draw the hips back to the heels. Just a few little breaths here, rounding the back. And we're going to come into our gate pose. So let's go ahead and push ourselves up. Awesome stuff. I'm going to start facing you. We're going to start with the left leg. So if you'd like to put your cushion underneath the right knee, go ahead and do that. Take the left leg out. Now there is some options here. So you can either have the left leg straight like that with the toes pointing the same way as your body, or you can actually bend into the leg. Either or doesn't matter, okay? It suits your practice. When you're ready, let's go ahead and take a lovely big inhale. On your exhale, let's go ahead and take your right hand either to your hip or to the ground, wherever you can reach. You can even float if you like, if that's something that's where you're at. Just have this beautiful sense of stretch all the way through the left fingertips. We're going to do a cheeky thread the needle. So let's take the left hand and see if you can just draw it close to the right wrist. It might go beyond it, it might just be on it. Inhale again. Let's come back up, really stretch through. We're opening up that beautiful heart space. And exhale, let's take the left hand down, threading the needle. Last one here. Lovely big stretch through. And a lovely big exhale. Let's go ahead and thread that needle. Lovely. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to sweep it across the floor in front of you as we take hold of our left ankle, and we'll stretch through the right side now. Beautiful. Your lines are absolutely beautiful there. Lovely. Gently, let's come back up. Let's take the left hand to meet the right. Exhale, hands will come down. Let's go ahead and swap our legs out. So just taking hold of the ground, moving any cushions if you need to, bringing the left knee under the body, and we'll start to take the right leg out. So wherever you're at there doesn't really matter as long as you're still feeling a benefit in the stretch. When you're ready, let's inhale. Lovely. As you exhale, we take the left hand to the hip to float or to the ground. Even if you had a block, that's a really awesome option as well, because all that does is elevate the ground. So it brings the ground closer to you. Okay, so if you've got one, even a soup can, I've used soup cans on my Monday nights. Very nice. We're going to start threading that needle. So when you are ready, we exhale. Take the right hand down towards the left wrist. If you can draw it under the arm, that's amazing. And lovely big inhale again. Let's go ahead and really send that right hand up. Feeling that lovely stretch as we've got these beautiful lines in the waist. Exhale into our thread the needle. One more here. Lovely big inhale. Very, very good. Go ahead and exhale, last threading of the needle. And then we go ahead and we take our right hand and we sweep a lovely semicircle in front of our legs as we come over and grab the right leg, sending the left arm up. Beautiful, well done. Lovely stretch through the left side there as well. Inhale again and we'll start to take the hands up. And exhale, let's take those hands down. Take them in front. We'll go ahead and take the right knee under the body. Now, if you can, how are you with sitting on your heels? Are you okay with doing that? If you need your cushion underneath the legs now, just to elevate you, that's okay. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's okay. All we're doing is taking the hands behind the body and straightening the knuckles out. So we're inviting the knuckles down towards the earth. But while we're doing that, we're actually stretching the base of that foot, okay? And that's got all that lovely spider webbing over the muscles, the plantar fascia. And what that does, if we can stretch through that connective tissue, it actually has this on effect up the whole entire back of the body. Starts to loosen that fascia. You won't get knots, or it helps to eliminate knots, I should say. And it starts to begin that lovely good foot health. Nice big inhale and exhale. Awesome. Release the knuckles down. We're going to head into our low lunge. So we're starting with the left leg this time. Draw the left leg in front of the body. Take your time. Have some lovely padding under that right knee if you need it. And then when you feel lovely and balanced, we go ahead and inhale. We'll take the hands off the ground, bring them up towards the ceiling. Very nice. A big exhale as we come into cactus arms. Lovely. Let's go ahead and shoot our arms forward for swimmer arms. So it's like we're diving into a pool. Feeling very strong on that left hand side. Inhale again to cactus. Lovely. One more into swimmer. Lovely big exhale there. Inhale once more into cactus. And go ahead and take our hands down to the ground. We're going to come into our little half split. So all we do is draw our bottom back towards the heel. You don't have to come all the way back like that. Just come a little way so that you're straightening up the left leg. And if you've got a little bend like me, you've got a little bend. We just stay here for a breath. It's just stretching through that hamstring. And then go ahead and let's go and take the left knee into a bend. Hands go onto the ground and we're going to push that right knee up. So we're coming up into a runner's lunge. Well done. Take your right hand down to the ground, so place that on the earth and twist through to the left. Awesome stuff. If that's ever too strong, just take the left hand to your knee as well. That's a really good option as well. Okay? Lovely stretch through there. Go ahead and take the left hand down, draw the right knee to the earth and bring that left leg back. Just go ahead and do a few little movements from side to side with the hips. If you need to stretch the left leg out just to reset it, pressing through the heel, go ahead and do that. That often feels very nice. And then when you're ready, lucky you, we're going to do it all on the right hand side. So whenever you are ready, start to feed the right foot through just to the front of the mat there. Changing over the knees. So have that cushion underneath the left knee. Find your balance. And then when we go, we start our inhale. Let's take the hands up. Nice big inhale all the way to the top. Exhale the hands into cactus arms, really opening up that heart space. Let's shoot the body forward, coming into our little swimmer's arms or diving arms, whichever one you choose. Inhale back into cactus. All the way through to swimmer. Last one here, into our cactus. Excellent. Hands will come down to either side of the mat. And we're coming into that little half split. So just take the body back ever so slightly. So you're straightening up very slightly the right leg. Now your foot can be flat on the ground or you can draw the toes up for an extra stretch. That's your choice depending on how strong a stretch you want. Lovely. Bending into that right knee. Just take hold of the ground either side of the foot. Curl the left toes and we'll push that left knee up now. So stretching through that left leg. And then when you are ready, place your left hand into the mat, coming into that twisted lizard. So very gently twist your right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, if that's too strong, just go ahead and grab hold of your knee, the right knee. Excellent. Gently, let's bring the right hand down, left knee comes down, and we take that right foot back. Let's go ahead and come into our lovely little child's pose again. Take the knees wide if you'd like, and take the heels back, or the hips back to the heels, and just allow the body to sink down. So if you'd like to stretch completely, go ahead and do that. If not, just stay up on the forearms. A really lovely time to reconnect with the breath here. So just smooth out that breath. Instead of the swelling of the belly, focus on those counts. So maybe an inhale of 4 and an exhale of 4. Very good. Lovely big exhale when you're ready. And then on your inhale, let's press the body up. Take the hands just in front of the shoulders. We're going to come into downward dog. So draw the knees under the body again, curling your toes. And when you're ready, start your exhale as we lift the knees up and send the hips up towards the sky. Keep that beautiful deep bend and start to paddle the legs. Just move in a way that feels really awesome for you. Lovely. When you're ready, we're going to walk ourselves back. So walk the hands back to the feet. Okay, we come into ragdoll. So we can have the hands on the ground if you want, just for balance. Keep a lovely deep knee bend and see if you can draw the chin a little closer to the chest. So you're looking back through the legs there. And what we're doing here is actually stretching through the ankles, the back of the ankles, the back of our calves there and our hamstrings, strengthening in through the glutes and the lower back. But still with this lovely generous bend. So we're not putting any undue stress on the back of the legs there. It's just this lovely stretch and opening up of the muscle fibres there. We're going to very cheekily walk ourselves back to downward dog, so take your time. Walk the hands forward, coming into your downward dog, and if you'd like to paddle the legs, go ahead and do that. And then we look through our hands and we're going to walk our feet up to our hands. So we're coming to the other end of the mat. Bringing the feet inside of the hands there. Coming into that forward fold flow we commonly see during my practices. So hands will be down towards the earth in our forward fold. On your next inhale, place the hands on your shins and just press yourself up into a half fold. So a slightly straighter leg and that lovely long back. Inhale again. And as you exhale, come back to full forward fold. And then let's deepen the knees, sweep the hands up all the way to standing. Draw the arms all the way to the ceiling. Palms together, and we'll come back and do one more cycle of that. So let's exhale into our full forward fold. Keep the knees bent as much as you need. Inhale, hands on shins, press yourself into your half fold. Exhale, back to full forward fold. And a lovely big inhale. Really take your time here. Bring the arms up, continue the inhale all the way to the top, palms together, and a lovely big exhale, hands to heart space. Let's just stay here now and reconnect. So just wiggle the feet, feel balanced. If you need to move the feet, move the feet. Connecting with that smooth and steady feeling of the breath. And while we're here in mountain pose Tadasana, we'll start to revisit our intentions that we set at the top of the practice there. So just that lovely kind word that you set for yourself. An invitation here just to repeat it to yourself. Always like to have that little reminder, just checking in. Sometimes we forget about it, and that's so completely normal. I do forget about it sometimes, and then sometimes I think I over chat to myself in my practices and I repeat it every few poses. Maybe I need that extra reassurance on those days, I'm not sure. Very gently, let's release ourselves out of that. Go ahead and just shake the legs. Wonderful. We're going to come into Warrior Two. Okay, so you can be either across or wide, doesn't matter where you are on your mat, you should still be able to see me. And we'll start with the left leg. So let's take the left foot out towards your left hand side. Okay, so just pointing it off. Your right foot will point the same way as our body. Beautiful. And just check the feet out. So roughly speaking, the heel on the left and the arches of the back foot will always be in alignment. But some people have a bit of issue with balance, in which case you would just move the back leg to work for you, okay? So wherever you are, let's get our arms up to shoulder height, palms are facing down. We take a lovely big inhale here. As we exhale, we start looking down our left hand and press into our Warrior Two knee. Very nice, lovely. Feeling really strong, and we're engaging the arms there. So we've got no floppiness. We're super steady like the warriors that we are. And we go ahead and do our reverse warrior. So flip the left palm up and come up and draw that towards the ceiling with your right hand heading down towards the right leg. Lovely. Really stretching through the fingers, feeling it in the waist. We'll very gently take our arms back to shoulder height, coming into side angle. So the left forearm goes to the left thigh. Lovely. And take that right hand up. Sensational. Lovely. And again, it's all about lovely lines and stretches. So this intentional pushing through of the energy through the fingertips too. We'll do that again. So we'll go through that flow. Let's come on up. Hands will go to shoulder height. Flipping that left palm, coming into our reverse warrior. So left hand goes up. You've got it. Beautiful. Really feeling stretch through the waist, strong in the legs. You might be getting shaky, but we're almost there. Hands come back down to shoulder height. Left forearm to left thigh. You've got it. And right hand goes up. Lovely. Let's come back up. We're going to straighten that left leg and we'll pivot the foot around. So now we're facing, you should be facing me with your toes. Beautiful. Hands are out. We'll come into our little forward fold. So let's inhale, hands go up, palms to face forward, and exhale, just come down as far as you would like and bend your knees if you need as much as you like. If the hands come down to the ground, fabulous. You might even have them on your thigh, your shins or your ankles. You might be wherever you are. It's wherever feels comfortable for you, like you're not going to topple over. We're going to take a lovely deep inhale here. Nice big exhale out. Lovely. We're going to very gently, let's lift the body up. So sweep the hands forward, come up to our standing position. Wonderful. Exhale, hands come down to shoulder height. This time we're pivoting the right foot around. So pivot that right foot so it should be pointing off to the right hand side and your left foot stays where it was. Inhale when you're ready. And as we exhale, we push into warrior two. Lovely. Let's go ahead and flip our right palm and let's take that up for our reverse warrior. Lovely. Now, each side will feel different, but they're the things that you work on in your daily practice. You know, they're asymmetrical poses. So in essence, you can actually work on poses that you're tighter in and not worry about the other side, you know. Let's bring the arms back down to shoulder height. Right forearm now to the right thigh and left hand goes up. Beautiful. Yeah, that's the really good thing about the asymmetrical ones is that if you feel good on one side and you're feeling a little weaker or tighter on the other, work on that side more. You know, you can do more repeats on that side. Let's come back up. Very nice. Reverse warrior once more. Coming back through, straight into side angle, right forearm to right thigh, left hand up. Amazing. Final time, hands will come up. We're going to straighten the right leg, pivot that foot around, take the hands down. Lovely. We're going to come into our little malasana, so that yogi squat. So just wiggle the feet in, just take them in, just a little bit so that they're slightly wider than hip distance apart. And of course, malasana or yogi squat is going to look different for everybody. So when you are ready, you can either inhale, take the hands up, or just keep them on the hips, wherever you're comfy, okay? Doesn't really matter. We'll take a nice big inhale into the chest. And as we exhale, we start to head into our squat of your choice, okay? You might be quite high. You might like the forearms on the thighs, might be touching the ground. So wherever you are at is perfect. We're going to use the strength in our heels and the back of our legs and our big muscle here, the quads, and we're going to push ourselves up. Just come up into standing. Very good. Last time now, we'll do a squat and head down onto our bottoms. So inhale when you're ready. And as we exhale, come down, down, down. Take your time. Go ahead and grab the ground if you need it. Staying in your squat just for a little moment. And then let's head down to the ground as gracefully as we can. Excellent. Just take the legs out in front of you there. And we'll take the hands behind you and just relax into the shoulders there. So let's take the weight into our arms. Go ahead and just wiggle the feet around. You might like to pump the knees up and down. Really feel lovely and loosen that stuff up there. Coming into a little half butterfly forward fold. So we start to sit ourselves up. And this is where you can actually use your block or the pillow to lift the hips up slightly. Left leg will stay out nice and long and the right foot will come in. So just take the right foot to wherever it works for you. If you need a cushion underneath that right knee, that's where you'll place it. Let's go ahead and take a lovely big inhale up. Exhale, we're going to come forward. Just take the hands to the ground for now. Now don't try and overstretch. We want to keep that lovely long spine. We want to keep a nice broad chest. And then over time, with every time you exhale, you may like to walk the hands forward. But it really doesn't matter where you're at, as long as you're keeping that lovely length through the spine. We're folding from the hips. And we're feeling that lovely stretch in the legs. Very gently, let's walk ourselves back up. We go ahead and swap the legs out. So we start to straighten the right leg. Draw the left foot in. Find your space. So sitting up, you can pull the flesh from the bottom as well. That always helps. And then we'll take an inhale, hands go up. Exhale, let's take the hands down to the ground. Only go as far as the arms will let you. As far as your back will let you. That's probably more important. Listening to the hips, the lower back. And then with every exhale, you may just find you might be able to ease in to walking forward slightly. And if your body says no thank you, then that's what it says. So we listen to that. Nice big inhale and exhale here. Very gently walking the hands just back towards the left leg there. Helping the left leg out. Very nice. We're going to come down onto our back. So just come down in a way that feels really nice for you. I will go ahead and straighten my mat. Forever walking up my wall. I must move around a lot. Okay, so come down onto the back. We're going to take the knees up over the chest and just have your shins parallel with the ceiling. Lightly grabbing hold of the knees here. We're going to very gently exhale as we draw the knees into the chest. And we do that so we can stretch through that lower back into our glutes there. Gently draw the knees back out. Just take them to parallel with the ceiling. Take a little moment. A nice inhale. And as we exhale, let's draw those knees back in once more. And go ahead and start to rock from side to side. That's always nice there, feeling that lovely little massage on the back. When your knees come to center, just release them slightly. We're going to take them out nice and wide. So take the hands inside the knees and just draw the knees out wide. We're going to do those lovely helicopter circles, I guess. So individual knee circles. So we start by exhaling as we take the knees over the chest. And then we push them away on the inhale. Push them away and around. Again, this is something that is just for you. So you can take them as deeply and as slowly as you would like. Beautiful to juice up the hip space in our hip socket. When you've done a few in your chosen direction, then just pause and we'll go in the opposite direction. Always remember to inhale as you go out and around and exhaling as you come over the chest. Lovely. Awesome. We're going to take our feet down to the ground, coming into reclined butterfly. So taking the soles of your feet together, having the knees come out to the sides. Again, if you need cushions or blocks or anything like that just to support the knees, then place them under there now. With your arms, if you would like, you can start to take them overhead and very gently bend the elbows and just rest the hands above your head. So your arms, if you were looking down from above on me, I'd have like a big diamond arms. Just nice and relaxed there. You don't have to stretch the arms out all the way. If having the arms back is too much for shoulders, draw the arms back down by the side, perhaps gently just taking hold of your belly. Focusing in on a few deep inhales here. So let's take a nice deep inhale in through the nose. Big exhale out. Another one in. Big exhale. Final one. And final exhale out. Gently, let's bring the hands to either side of the knees. Help the knees up. Keep the feet and knees together and just a gentle sway from side to side. Just getting a little bit of movement there in our legs and our hips. Bringing the inner thighs together just releases that tension that was held when we had them in that reclined butterfly pose. And then when you are ready, a well-deserved Shavasana. So let's stretch the legs out nice and long. You can keep them bent if you like half Shavasana, if that's more your style, then yeah, just stay there, that's okay. We'll have the arms away from the body, so keep them nice and wide and the palms are facing up. And let's go ahead and get into our stillness now. So we start with the head and we very gently press the head back into the earth. And draw the chin just a little closer towards the chest, just so that you can feel the length in the back of that neck. We roll the shoulders under the body slightly to bring the shoulder blades together, and that helps to open up the chest and across the top of the shoulders. Arms are lovely and wide, palms facing up. Focus now on your hip area and if that feels balanced and even. So go ahead and if you need to make any adjustments here, move your bottom, relax the bottom muscles. Sometimes we really clench those glutes. Allow them to be really heavy and relaxed. And your legs, if they are bent, have them lovely and bent. You can either keep the knees together to support each other or allow the knees to flop out. If they are flat on the ground, lovely and wide, away from the midline, back of the legs, the calves and the heels should all be touching the ground. Invitation for a lovely big inhale. See if we can swell the belly towards the ceiling. Nice big exhale out. Awesome. Come back to your natural breathing rhythm now. That lovely, smooth and steady breath that is just for you. Noticing all the parts of the body that are in connection with the earth today. Back of your head, the back of your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your torso, the back of your hips, your bottom, the backs of your legs, the backs of your heels, the whole of your body connected with the earth. We'll focus now on your exhales. So just very gently inhale as you need. But focus in on the feeling of that exhale as it softens the heart space and the lungs when the air expels from the body. The heaviness it generates through the body as the air leaves the lungs. With every exhale, you can tell all of those parts of the body that are holding tension still to just let go. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax the tongue in the mouth. And relax your jaw. Relaxing the throat, the chest, your heart. Relaxing all the parts of the body just that little bit more. It takes a lot of confidence to be able to find that vulnerability and being able to let go. Our body deserves to let go, and sometimes we need to consciously tell it, actually tell it it's okay to release itself. Visualize the earth beneath you supporting your beautiful body and allowing it to take away any tensions, any emotions, any thoughts, any feelings that no longer serve you in a positive or productive way. Imagine they're coming out of the body and seeping like plant roots into the earth, allowing the earth to take it away. We start to switch over to our beautiful inhales now. So just allow the exhales to happen very naturally. And focus in on the feeling of the air coming in through the nose or mouth. Perhaps visualize that fresh air we call prana as a form of beautiful golden light. So with every inhale, that golden light fills up our head space, our throats, our chest and our hearts. It flows so freely down our arms, our hands, into our fingers. Continues down the torso into our tummies and our hips. This beautiful golden light cascades down our hips into our legs, our calves, our feet and our toes. With each and every inhale, you draw in some more clarity. You draw in this essence of being able to find stillness and relax the mind down. If you truly bring your focus to the feelings of both your breaths, the inhales and the exhales, you tend to find that all of that lovely external chatter that will always be there seems to quieten down. And after a bit of practice, you'll become aware of the thoughts and the gaps between those thoughts. Those gaps will start to lengthen. And that's ultimately what leads us to our beautiful meditative state. It's not that the thoughts won't ever happen, they'll always be there. But if we can lengthen the gap between those thoughts, we are at our most still and at our most peaceful. And no one can ever take that away from you. So take the time throughout your week to just find a few moments where you can be still, you can focus on that breath, you can quieten the mind and the chatter. Just helps to reset everything, provide some clarity, allows you to open up the heart space, coming out of the mind slightly. We start to revisit our intentions that we set for our practice today. So that kind and loving word that was just for you. An invitation to go ahead and repeat it to yourself a few times with just as much clarity as you did at the beginning. And have a sense of how that feeling can be carried through to the rest of your day, helping you with your words and your interactions with those around you. We start to bring awareness back to our physical body, and we can do that through our loving little movements of our fingers and our toes, little wriggles or scrunches. It may be that you start now focusing on the noises that are happening around you and drawing those noises back towards the room in which you practice. You might like to even breathe a little deeper, just starting to awaken those internal systems as well. And then when you are ready in your own time, an invitation to roll over onto one side. And you can just stay there for a moment if you like, using a cushion for your head support or perhaps the lower arm. These are our final moments of stillness here, so it's your time and your space to just be. And we also take this time to thank our bodies for carrying us through this life each and every day. In your own time, you can start to make your way up to your comfortable seated position. Take your time, there is no rush. You can keep the eyes closed or at a soft gaze. And just finding that beautiful, comfortable seated position again. So this lovely heaviness in the bottom half, a light but relaxed top half as well. We go ahead and start to take our hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer position, to our heart space, with our thumbs lightly touching our sternum for connection. We'll take our lovely big inhale here. Nice big exhale out. Sending our hands to our third eye, our Ajna chakra, for purity of our thoughts and clarity of our minds. Down to our throat chakra, our Vishuddha chakra, for purity of our words and clarity of our speech. And finally, back down to our heart center, our Anahata chakra, for the ability to love, to accept, and to forgive unconditionally. Lightly bowing our heads. Namaste.